There are various types of the pre-stressed concrete slab system. These include the one-way slab, two-way slab, flat plate slab, flat slab with drop panels, and also band, beam, and slab systems. These are the common slab systems, which is applicable for both pre-stressed concrete structures and also reinforced concrete structures. The figure here shows a typical one-way slab, where the arrow here indicates the directions of the loads being transferred within the member, which is only in one directional to the adjacent beam. When there is beam only in one direction, the load acting on the slab will automatically go to the adjacent beam, and this leads to a situation that the load is transferred in one way for this one-way slab. It is also possible to have beam in another direction as well, when there is a grid of the beams in both directions, and when the Ly per Lx is more than 2.0. That means the longer span of the slab is more than 2 times the shorter span. A majority of the loads will be transferred to the longer side of the slab, and this will give you also one-way slab. The two-way slab are normally referring to the rectangular slab, where its 4 edges are supported. There will be a grid of the beams at all 4 sides of the slab, and the Ly per Lx ratio is less than 2.0. That means the differences between the longer span and the shorter span is not that significant. Due to the existence of the adjacent slab, there will be conditions for the continuous and discontinuous edge. This to some degree will affect the fixed end moment at the edge of the slab. For analysis of the loads acting on the slab, you may refer to BS 8110, which has been discussed in detail in the course Reinforced Concrete Design 1. For more information, you may refer to the relevant videos. Next is the flat plate slab. It is basically a slab with a constant thickness being supported by a series of the columns. There is no beams between the columns and the slab. Therefore, whichever load is being distributed, it will be directly to the column. Due to the absence of the beams, this kind of the slab normally have problem with the punching shear due to low effective depth of the slab. Therefore, if you are designing for the flat slab, the punching shear will be one of the critical conditions that you need to check. Next is the flat slab with drop panel. This kind of slabs is similar to the flat slab, except that there are a series of the drop panels at the column, which is meant to increase the thickness of the slab surrounding the column, so that the member has a higher degree of punching shear resistance. This kind of slab has overcome the limitations of the flat slab, especially the weakness in terms of the punching shear resistance. The next one will be the band beam and the slab system. As indicated in the figure here, it is like an extension of this drop panel system, except that now this is a shallow beam, which is continuous. More precisely, it is a wide, shallow, continuous pre-stressed beam in one direction, which is normally in the longer span, as we know that the load is going to be transferred in one way to the adjacent shallow beam, and the slab now will be the one-way slab, transferring the loops to the shallow beam.